Look around you right now. Just take a second. The walls, the screen you're looking at, the floor under your feet. Most of us go through our entire lives totally convinced that this reality is, well, fixed. We think it's just this solid physical space that kind of happens to us, right? Like a stage we're merely walking across. But what if I told you that's actually a massive illusion? Today in this explainer, we're going to dive into a deeply hidden architecture. We're talking about a mystical, cinematic truth about how humans interact with the very fabric of existence itself. We're looking at the architecture of energetic alignment. There is a core truth that ancient traditions have been guarding for literally thousands of years. And it's this: reality responds to energy. Just let the magnitude of that cosmic secret really sink in for a second. You aren't just some passive observer, trapped in a cold, mechanical universe. No, the world is constantly listening to you. It's responding to the invisible forces you're projecting every single minute. So, let's get into Section 1, the illusion of solid reality, breaking the mechanical myth. For centuries, we've been totally boxed in by this idea of a mechanical universe. This is that old worldview, teaching us that reality is just a machine, fixed, solid, and entirely external to us. But the ultimate truth, the one known to ancient mystics and shamans, is that we actually live in an energetic reality. This is a fluid, invisible field shaped by your thoughts, your emotions, your focus, and your intention. Honestly, it's the difference between trying to change the world using sheer physical brute force and yielding to the incredibly subtle, paradigm-shifting power of energetic alignment. Moving on to Section 2, the human energetic instrument, your biological transmitter. Now, this isn't just some abstract philosophy, okay? It is biological fact. Your physical organs literally function as energetic transmitters. Take your heart. It generates these powerful electromagnetic waves that actually radiate way beyond your physical skin. And your brain, it's constantly emitting measurable frequencies based entirely on what you're thinking about. Then you've got your nervous system acting like this highly sensitive receiver and transmitter. Your biology is quite literally built to constantly interact with the unseen architecture of existence. And what's absolutely wild is that modern science is just now catching up to this hidden knowledge. We're finally getting glimpses of it through quantum theory, the very well-documented physiological changes we see in the placebo effect, and, of course, the observer effect in physics. Where the mere act of observing a particle literally alters its behavior. Science is finally proving what the ancients knew all along. Our consciousness fundamentally alters our physical state. Which brings us to Section 3, the chaos of scattered energy, the invisible antagonist. Think about your own life for a minute. When we're scared, fear just scatters our energy. Doubt fractures our intention. And this constant, endless, daily distraction we all face, it completely disperses our focus all over the place. So the signal we end up sending out into the world becomes totally chaotic. And guess what? Our reality starts reflecting that instability. But when you can take aligned thought, elevated emotion, and focused belief and merge them into one powerful, undeniable signal, boom, you create a coherent energy field. Let's look at how to actually do that in Section 4, Technologies of Ancient Consciousness, Mastering the Signal. If you want to master that signal, we have to look to the ancients. They essentially gave us the playbook. Step 1 is meditation. This is perfectly designed to sharpen your focus and cut right through the noisy static of a scattered mind. Step 2 is breathwork, which is used to amplify your internal life force and physically regulate your nervous system. And then Step 3, visualization. This is the ultimate tool to direct your intention with laser-like precision. When you put these practices together, they create a coherent energy that is actually capable of influencing physical outcomes. And that brings us to one of the most profound principles you will ever come across. Energy follows attention. What you repeatedly focus on grows stronger. Listen, this vast, mysterious universe, it isn't completely detached from your morning routine. The universe directly reflects what is consistently projected into it by your daily habits, your deepest worries, and your ultimate focus. Let's explore what happens when we get this right in Section 5, the power of coherence when reality responds. When your internal energetic state finally becomes coherent, the external signs are just undeniable. Suddenly, opportunities attract to you effortlessly. Doors fly open out of nowhere, and these wild, unexplainable synchronicities radically increase. The exact right people just happen to appear at the perfect time. Your intuition sharpens, and a totally new confidence completely alters the way you act. Now, society usually just shrugs and calls this luck. But what's really happening is that probability is bending, slowly but surely, toward that repeated, coherent, energetic signal you are transmitting. Because the ultimate truth of our existence comes down to this. Inner states eventually become external experiences. You and every single human being on this planet are constantly affecting the atmospheric energy of the rooms you walk into and the relationships you build. We've all felt it, right? Some people unconsciously drain the energy right out of a room, while others instantly elevate it. These effects might be totally invisible to the eye, but they are undeniably real. This brings us to Section 6, the final awakening, directing your energy deliberately. Look, most people are going to spend their entire lives reacting completely unconsciously to whatever circumstances are thrown at them. But you absolutely do not have to. You can awaken. You can start directing your energy deliberately. You can guard your attention fiercely and cultivate a deep, unshakable emotional discipline. And when you finally do, slowly, reality changes. It's not always going to be dramatic. It's not always going to happen overnight. But persistently, it happens persistently, because reality literally has no choice but to relentlessly mold itself to the sustained energetic architecture that you are building. The universe is not only physical, it is energetic. This is the truly awe-inspiring realization at the very heart of our existence. You aren't just passively living in this universe. You are actively participating in a massive, invisible energetic exchange, right at this very second, whether you fully realize it or not. Which leaves us with this final, hanging thought to end our explainer today. The real question is not whether humans can bend reality. The science, the ancient wisdom, those undeniable shifts in probability, they all tell us that we absolutely can. The only question that truly matters is, are you doing it consciously?